Wow. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone's. It is Thursday morning, April 9th, 2020, and all is clear. I have an amazing person joining us today. Um, a man who's grown to become a dear friend, not only to me, but to the entire team. Um, in the communications program, primarily because he's of the communications program at Prairie View A&M University. This person that's spending his time with us today, J.O. Malone, is a Prairie View alum. He's the founder and CEO of the National Black Film Festival. He's a producer, a writer, an entrepreneur, a mover and shaker, a man of thoughts and actions. And I'm so excited he's given us his time today and sharing his wisdom as a producer, as a creator, as someone who is really championing the film community here in Houston, Texas. I think when a lot of people think about working in the film and television industry, they think, oh, New York, oh, Los Angeles, Hollywood. And probably in the last 10 years, oh, Atlanta. But the work that J.O. Malone is doing here in Houston, we're on short time to become, Houston, when people talk about film. And so I'm so pleased to have this man talk to us today and drop all the knowledge we can cipher from him. Please help me welcome J.O. Malone. Good morning,
TDV,
sir.
TDV, what's up, man? You
Hey,
like swear in
brother.
the morning. You got the intros going.
I just
Legendary.
I just rolled back in my head, like, how does this person affect me? How do they touch me? How do they move me? How do they inspire me? And I think it just comes, it just flows, and you're deserving of so much. I've been in Houston. I moved here in the fall of 2016, and I think in the first year I lived here, I kept hearing, people say, "Oh, you got to connect with this guy. You got to connect with J.O. Malone." Couldn't just say J.O. and never knew what your first actual name was. It was like the
Yeah.
branding was perfect, J.O. Malone. And
Yeah.
and the more I learned about you, I did my homework, I did my research on you. The more I learned about you, the more I felt I needed to not only get to know you, but I wanted to champion you and support you. So I did attend the first year of the National Black Film Festival. I'm going to have you talk to us a little bit about that, but in honor of our guest today.
Hey, look at it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I pulled out the t-shirt from the first festival in
Yeah.
celebration. A celebration. Good morning, sir. Tell you what, welcome. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do in the world.
Yes. Like TDV just said, my name is J.O. Malone, founder and producer, film producer and entrepreneur. What do I do in the world right now? Everything is on pause right now. So right now, I'm in the house with my family, bunkering down and trying to stay safe and healthy.
Yeah.
For me, that's the most important thing. But 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, um, we were we have the Black Market, which is organization that I run every first Friday and every second Saturday at the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum. It's actually the largest bi-monthly Black marketplace in the nation, where we bring 50 vendors, 50 small Black businesses and entrepreneurs under one roof, live music, art exhibit, food trucks, twice a month at a Black museum here in Houston, Texas. We bring out over 1,000 people. And so that's my income, so I can be creative here in Houston and being creative as a film producer, so I can find the best writers, find the best directors, create stories and tell different narratives and things of that nature. So that gives me that gives me the flexibility to be creative. And so you have to find a way, especially if you're doing it from a place that's not known for film or known for you have to find another way to pay the bills.
Sure.
Right. To keep your head above water. And so the marketplace was my way, so I could still be creative, but it's an economic play, right? You have your creativity when it comes to film or music or arts and everything, but then, okay, well, show people how to use your platform and make money from it. And then those people, if you serve those people, they'll pay you back so you can stay afloat.
Yeah. I was about to say, you talk about, running the market as an income stream for yourself, but the bigger picture, when you really think about it, is even then your work is about lifting other people. Like you're still putting other people's passion and artistry and craftsmanship and all these other things that they can do ahead, almost as if the act itself is a love letter to the city.
Well, I love seeing, especially like coming from Prairie View, right? You see all of this talent, this just raw talent on the Hill. And same thing for the city of Houston. It's so much just raw talent. It's like, oh, okay, I can see why Beyonce came from this city. Sure. I can see why these different people came from this city. So much talent here. And so for me, to see that talent be wasted was a tragedy for me. And so I'm like, well, if I can be on your team, on your side, I know together that we can be successful, because I can give you the things that you're missing. So I'm not the DJ, I'm not the artist, I'm not the music producer. I'm not these things, but I'm the person behind the scenes that can elevate you, and I can be your voice for you. I can go into those meetings, I can strike those deals and those contracts and give you the platform, so you can just have to focus on making the money, just have to focus on the performing of subject, right?
Yeah.
And that's what kind of motivates me. And to kind of dive deeper, it's like, I don't know if God put me in a situation because I was scared to do it myself. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, for me, it's like, okay, I could be an actor. I can rap. Like, I act at home. I freestyle from music.
You got bars at the house?
Yeah.
You got bars at the house? Yeah.
I got bars, right? And so, but I got stuff recorded, but for me, it's like, I'm not going to put it out there because I'm not confident in myself. But what I am confident in is I can take somebody who's more talented than me and push them forward. Sure. Right? Sure. And so that became like my purpose. That became what producing was, whether it be through radio. I was an internship at CBS Radio. When I was at Prairie View, produced a TV show, morning show at the CW39 called The Morning Dose, producing that television show.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Producing, of course, the Film Festival in 2016. 2016 was when we developed the project. And then that's what became my purpose. Okay, what am I great at? I'm great at getting eyeballs onto people's work. I have a talent of seeing something and knowing other people are going to like it. So I know what works and I know what doesn't work. And so I might not be the best at creating those things, but I can find those people and then I can bring them to the masses. And so it's like, okay, well, how can you monetize that, but then still enjoy life?
Sure.
Right.
Well, that's the mark that's a mark of a great leader is knowing how to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, more capable than you in a lot of ways to get a job done. Your job is to position yourself behind, a strong team of people who, really know their particular lanes and excel in that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I've not been
And,
to one of the
and
market. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you gotta go. You gotta come to the market. And
I
what I will
do.
say is,
So here's the thing. I've not been to the markets yet, but you also do an abbreviated version of the market during the film festival, which
yes,
I have attended
yeah,
every year. Uh
yeah,
and I buy a little vial of perfume or some gift
yeah,
cards, or not gift cards, greeting cards.
yeah.
It's all artisan because these people make everything by hand, fabrics and earrings and uh, you know, incense. You can always get you some incense. But it's just a dynamic place to also just meet people. I
Right.
think what the festival and the marketplace does incredibly well is, um, for someone who was new to Houston, I instantly was plugged into a community, and a community that were so welcoming because I think there are a lot of people here in Houston who wants the film community to thrive and grow by any means necessary. I mean, I know that's a cliche, but I think that's incredibly appropriate, and that um, you know after the census, it's going to be evident that we are the third largest city in the
Mm,
United States. And
yeah.
I think we're on the precipice of our film industry looking like it.
Here's the thing. Here's the process here. So I'm a black kid from the suburbs. I grew up in Pearland, Texas, right? My
Mhm.
parents been in Pearland since 1984. So I grew up in a melting pot of everything, black, white, Asian. This was melting. I grew up with everybody, Hispanics. My first couple relationships were with Hispanic women. I loved Hispanic women growing up. Like, it's just like everything, right? So then I went to Prairie View A&M University, where everything was all black, right? And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? It was a culture shock for me, but it was something that I needed because I was told all the way up until I was 17, 18 years old that being black was one thing, from TV, media, film. Being black was one thing, but when I got to Prairie View, it was like, oh, they're all different types of black people, right? I didn't really get that until I walked on campus, and I was like, okay, well, now I can figure out who I want to be. And I think during our freshman year, you kind of can figure out, I can be who I want to be now. I'm not under my parents' house. I don't have to be who my parents tell me to be. I don't have to be what my friends tell me to be, what my coaches, whatever. I can make my own situation here, right?
Sure.
And so when creating a business, you get to do the same things, right? And so in my businesses that I do I do I do things. I keep it black, and I keep it black. I say black as hell. And because sometimes, even as African Americans or Black Americans, how I like to call us Black Americans, is that sometimes we're afraid to be black because we're afraid of the perceptions and the narratives of what that is. And so I'm not afraid of that because I already know what those perceptions are, and I know that they're not all real. And so I'll say, okay, black business, they say black business is not of quality. So I say, okay, well, I'm gonna bring you a black business, and it's going to be quality.
Mm.
Will you buy now?
Mm-hmm.
And say, oh yeah, that's all I wanted, right? I say, okay, cool. Well, oh, you want to come to the market? I don't want to go to a black event. Too many black people. I'm scared. Okay, well, I'm gonna bring you a black event. It's going to be of quality, and you're going to be safe. And I will assure you that you'll be safe. Oh, that sounds nice. I'm coming to that, right?
Sure.
Because those are the things you can't run from the perceptions. You have to say, here's what you think, for whatever reason, whatever your ignorance is, here's what you think. I'm going to take that, and I'm gonna reverse that on you, and now you have to accept me. And now You
Come
have
on.
to accept all of these people that we have. We have over 1,600 small Black businesses and entrepreneurs in our database. 1,600, right?
Mm,
That every time they come to our market, they make their mortgage, they make their rent, they pay a bill, like they make money.
mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a place where you can be Black as hell, you can be safe, you can enjoy yourself, uh, and start a business or introduce a new product to to your industry, to your customer, to see if they like it, so you can continue to grow your business. Um, and it's just a beautiful thing.
Sure. Man, well, you know what? As soon as it's like, as soon as I get my check, no, as soon as the pandemic is over, golly, and that's real. That is real. I can't wait to, you know, those memes you see online where people have their clothes laid out on the bed, like it's going to be the
Yeah.
first, the outfit for the first day of school. It really is that feeling like, as soon as this is over, I don't know what I'm gonna do first.
Oh, everybody's getting out the house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to come to the market first. Then that's gonna
Yeah.
have to be my first to do. You may have to throw a special one. It might be like on a Wednesday randomly, and just be like, "Yeah, we out here." Hey, look,
We
you
here.
said something. You said something a moment ago that I think, will allow us to segue into the film, the freshman year,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
talking about the transition you had to make coming from a community that was incredibly diverse in terms of different ethnicities and looks and identities, but maybe not as much for familiar faces or the Black faces until you went to an HBCU and your world was flipped upside down, inside out, and turned around um, for the better. Because you found many versions of yourself and your peers. And you wrote a script while at Prairie View
Yeah.
that you meant for it to be, as my understanding, you meant for it to be a web series.
Yeah.
As we were on the precipice of, you know, YouTube becoming a big thing, you saw that early on as being an opportunity for yourself. So tell us how the script for the freshman year went from being something that you thought would be a web series when you were a college student at Prairie View to suddenly being a feature film that we shot at Prairie View this past fall.
Okay. Y'all are my people, so I got to give y'all the real, right? And so, you know, when I wrote the web series, and this was back in 2011 or 12, right? So maybe 2011, 12. And so I had that internship because look, I'm a procrastinator. Like I procrastinate all the time. It's my worst flaw. Like I'm waiting to the last minute to get stuff done, whatever.
Mhm.
So I'm a senior, and I hadn't got an internship at this point yet. And so I finally get this internship, and I got it at CBS Radio, Sports Radio 610. So I'm literally driving to Houston for the morning show. The morning show starts at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving to Houston to get on to internship at CBS Radio, doing that for 2 or 3 hours, driving back, going to class at Prairie View, driving back into Houston to go to class at the Northwest Center, and then coming back home and doing that every single day for free, unpaid intern. It was not a paid internship, right?
And for
And
people who don't know the geography of what Jo is talking about, Houston and Prairie View is not actually in Houston. It's a smooth 45-minute drive. And when in the time frame he's talking about, you know, there's a freeway now between Houston and Prairie View. He was talking when there was a 2-lane highway, and it may have been a horse and buggy on that bad boy at some
yeah,
point. Yeah. And then the third campus, the third part in that triangle, the Northwest campus is just as far, and kind of, you know, you head a little bit north of here. But yeah, he's not talking about I went across town. It really was, I left the city and drove almost an hour away.
yeah, for sure. And meanwhile, breaking the law by taking the HOV lane in the morning, trying to get there through Houston traffic. Hey, you had to do what you had to do at that time,
Hustle.
right? At the same time, my wife now, which was my girlfriend, got pregnant at that time. So now I have a baby on the way, senior year internship, right? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta figure some things out. I still have not established myself on what I want to do once I leave college. So I have to let people know what my career choice is going to be, which I was like, it has to be film, television. So I need to put something on paper right now. And that's what then it was called My HBCU Story web series started from. And so I wrote a web series, and I took people from the mass communications department and my camera that I got from Best Buy right off of 290 in Cypress, Canon 60D, and I shot all these different web series. and that was the start of what is the freshman year movie now. And so from there, if you fast forward through a lot of life,
right.
I procrastinated, and I was not, I was doing other different things, trying to stay above water, trying different things in business, trying different things from the music industry to the film industry, from shooting music videos, changing my company from a video production company to a film production company, working at Houston Camera Exchange, web design for a mortgage company, getting laid off from that company, having my own studio in the Heights area and developing different artists and creators and giving them a platform, like Toby Nwigwe, different directors in the city, produced my first feature film movie in 2015 called Soul Damage. Got so scared because the budget was $250,000 that I came back home and applied for my first job in 4 years. And that first job was at the CW39 producing a TV show. Right? That gets us to 26.
I'm waiting to hear for the procrastination part, because all I hear are seeds being sowed. All I'm hearing is drop, drop, drop.
Yeah.
Ready, preparing, getting ready and preparing. Man.
But I like the work. Sometimes when it comes to paperwork, it's not my thing. So that's why I have beautiful, amazing people on my team that do those things, right? But in my first month at the TV station, I go and I get my DBA for National Black Film Festival, right? And I start working and I start planning on that, because I'm like, we don't have anything here in Houston that caters to the filmmaker and the film experience. So while I'm at the TV station, I'm literally using that platform to create the National Black Film Festival. So now I have TV access, I have producer access. I know how the media works. I know how to do a press release, all these different things. And as you know, when you work somewhere, especially at a TV station, people leave and go to different jobs. Now they work at ABC 13, Fox 26. And so now I have the relationships between not just the CW39, but everybody else in the Houston area. So now I have their platform as well, right?
I'm sorry. There's a procrastinator sitting on a couch somewhere right now going, well, I'm procrastinating. That ain't doing what he doing. That's something altogether different. Yeah.
Oh man, is there music right now? Hold on.
Is that you dropping bars with you?
I don't think so.
Wait, is that you?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay. Man, let me tell you something. It needs to be you. I don't need no heart attacks today. Okay, so look.
Andrew Cuomo. So from there, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I watch what New York is doing every morning, just because New York is the hot spot. It's the, gotta make sure that what's going on. So from there, I create the National Film Festival. We have, that's not our first year, but the film festival is what opened up doors. See, here's my trick. I'm gonna let it out the bag, right? Nobody would talk to me not a Houston director, not a big time, not an actor. No one would speak to me that who had success until I had a film festival, right?
Yeah.
So before this time, I'm reaching out to everybody. Hey, this guy from Houston, he has something on BET, he has something on VH1, he has this. You're reaching out on Facebook, Instagram. Hey, I'm this young budding producer. I'm trying to do this and do that, but they would not even speak to me until I had a film festival. So now I can hit them from a different angle. How you doing? My name is Malone. I'm the founder and president of the National Black Film Festival. I would love for you to be on the panel. I would love for you to do this one-on-one, right? Now they're responding, right? Now I got an in. And if I can create a quality product and a quality brand and event, then not only will I be able to benefit, but the people that are around and involved will be able to benefit from networking, from connecting, building different relationships, because now not only weren't they were not talking to me, they weren't talking to them either, right? And so now we're able to bring them in one place where we can put those people on one platform together instead of you being over here, the other person being over here. Now I'm bringing you together. Now you feel like y'all on the same level. Now I can actually have a conversation. Now you can hear my story, right?
Yeah.
So I went from not being able to talk to the mid-level Houston director to speaking with the top in Hollywood, right? Just from a film festival. That also opened up the doors when it came to the marketplace, because now before I was going to the museums and saying, hey, I'd like to do an event here. And they say, man, this little black kid, I don't know what type of event you're gonna bring to me. But when I go, hey, I'm buttoned down, I'm the founder and president of National Black Film Festival, which you've seen on all these different news sites.
Yeah.
And I now want to bring this e-commerce marketing event to your business. Now you're like, oh, okay, well, we're successful there. Now I'm gonna give you another opportunity on something else. And so I say all of that because a film being shot on the campus of Prairie View A&M University wasn't just going to happen because I was a alumni of that university. I had to put in the work in order to get there. I had to fail a lot. It's a lot. I failed way more than I won. You know, I was like, life is like baseball. Like if you hit 250, 270, you might make the Hall of Fame. And it's like, if I can get 3 out of 10 on these ideas, I'm still going to be great, you know? And so each thing that I put in place had a purpose. I thought I knew where it was going to lead me to, but I didn't know, right? You don't know until you actually do it and you get there. But from the film festival to the market, it allowed us to open up doors to get to the featured film in Houston. If it wasn't for all those different things and things happening in place, Vincent Powell, my director, he was on a panel in year 2 of our festival. And so when I was looking for a director 2 years later, I'm like, I picked up the phone. Hey, Vincent, I got this script. I'm gonna send it to you. What do you think? You know, and every connection that I had, those people like yourself had attended the festival. Each person.
Sure.
And so they said, okay, it's a quality product. Let's try something else. So
hey Vince. Hey Vince, you there, brother? Throw yourself out there right quick, so before we go into the lecture right quick.
I am here. Here. I am just getting my day started on the West Coast, and I'm excited to be with y'all later. I just tuned in to hear my brother drop his gems and see what's going on with y'all.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, brother. So,
Absolutely.
Jo just mentioned Vincent Powell, director of the freshman year, and again, the film festival, the National Black Film Festival, which again, I'm just going to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That thing is changing lives here. I'm gonna mute my mic. We've been talking for a good while. You know, we're already at the half-hour mark, so hopefully you can grace us some additional time. All of our talks have been going about 45, 50 minutes. I mean, Justin Simeon went an hour and some change. You know, but what it is, we fellowshipping, man, and I appreciate it. So I'm gonna mute my mic, and why don't you teach us a thing?
Okay. I got you. You know, I usually like talking back and forth, but I will say a few things. The most important thing I know when it comes to this entertainment industry, and a lot of us want to be seen or want to be, a part of this thing. And for me, it was all about being great. My mom put on my life a long time ago that we would be great in the lands. You know, we would be the head and not the tail, above only and not beneath. And that always stayed with me. And I speak that same thing on my son today. And so when I step out, I'm already stepping out on faith. I'm already stepping out on what I believe in. And so I have that confidence that I know I'm going to win. I know I'm going to succeed. So I have a family. Many of you might not have a family, but the most important thing when you're trying to go out into this world and trying to be great or trying to achieve is that your home is taken care of. And no matter what I do in this life, I make sure that my wife is good. I make sure my son is good. The four walls are up. The electricity bill is paid. The water bill is paid. And they're comfortable, because it doesn't matter how much I succeed or how much I achieve in the world. Because if I come back home and start shouting my accolades to my wife and my son, and they're saying, well, Daddy, I didn't eat today. Well, Dad, I had a rough day at school. Well, my wife is saying, well, you didn't give me any attention, and where is my time? You know, it really doesn't matter. Nothing actually matters. And so if you take care of home before you go out, not only that, you're not stressed out about home when you're out in the world. So now you're more effective. You know, I don't have to worry about certain things. I can move freely because I know everything is taken care of. Also, what are you willing to sacrifice for your dream? And I say that because this is not a cakewalk, and any entertainment industry is not easy. Making a movie is the hardest thing I've ever did in my life. It is, the idea is fun, but it can be extremely stressful, especially if you are the top dog or one of the top guys, and you have to make sure everything moves correctly. But what are you willing to sacrifice just to get to that point? Right now, I'm talking to you guys, and I live in a small town called Sandy Point, Texas, right? I live next to a prison and a cotton field. I could walk outside right now. I don't have any neighbors. I've been social distancing for the last 3 years, right? I have to drive 30 minutes just to get into the city, you know, and 30 minutes to the closest grocery store. You know, what are you willing to sacrifice? I could have been downtown. I could have been, you know, in the midst of everything, always going out, always trying to enjoy myself. But I made sure that I made the most of every single minute, every single day to put towards my dream, to put towards my goal. And so you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? Is it going out and eating? Is it shopping? Is it, you know, the nice car, the car note? Is it, you know, the $1,500 apartment? Like, what are you willing to sacrifice to put yourself in the best position to win? And before you get to that sacrifice, take time out to know who you are. Like, do you really want this? You know, we have our idols, especially in the Black community. Our idols are artists, musicians, Jay-Z, Jordan, LeBron James, and we like, man, I want to be just like so and so, and then you try to achieve some of those things and you realize that that's not really what I wanted. This is not really what I thought it would be. And you have to, these are all questions you got to ask yourself. Who am I? And what is my purpose? And and once you find out your purpose, then you figure out how to, you know, maximize that talent. But just please don't spend 5, 10, 20 years living somebody else's dream. That's the worst thing you can do. And so 3 things: take care of home first. What are you willing to sacrifice? And know who you are during this journey, because it is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. And so, yeah, those are my 3 things. I could keep talking.
And those are awesome 3 things. You know, taking care of home, in the way that you're framing it, is something that the students have not heard in the series yet. I mean, every speaker has spoken of, you know, self-care, making sure your mental wellness, making sure your state of mind and state of being is intact, because this is not the most forgiving industry. And then also taking care of your financial self, that, you know, if you're expending everything, and your spirit is currency, your time is currency, your patience is currency, and if you're spending everything, including those currencies, you will be completely bankrupt in all places. And so I think what you're speaking on, they can't hear it enough. And certainly coming from someone who is from the same community as they are, I know it drives home a little bit deeper. Let me have my students open your mics and turn your cameras on and engage with Mr. Malone here.
Mr. Malone.
What's up, brother?
It's T. Hayes right here. What you said in the very beginning, very stunning. You said you're looking for the best directors and writers in Houston. Well, you're looking at them. I'm right here, T. Hayes. Now, if I want to get on your film festival, National Black Film Festival, get my movie shown, what do I need to do? And also, I think what you're doing is great. And I plan to do something like that as well, but an empire here in Houston, because I really don't want to move to California or New York or Atlanta. I'd rather be here in the South, in Texas, doing what you're doing. So go ahead.
Yeah, man. Just, you know, all you got to do is go to nationalblackfilmfestival.com. Right now, our submissions for 2020 have ended, but you can still plan for 2021. And we'll also be doing different events throughout the year. Our film festival is now a nonprofit, 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we are actually going to start doing events every quarter. Because of COVID-19, we are now online for 2020. And so we'll be putting out some things. Actually, our nominations will go out April 20th, and then our winners will be announced May 20th. And so, but nationalblackfilmfestival.com, Also, same thing on Instagram, National Black Film Festival. Whether it's a script, a short film, web series, TV series, feature length film, you can submit it there. And what we do, I think not the most important part, so many different elements, but we have our screenings at the AMC 8 in downtown Houston. We have a beautiful relationship with them. So you actually get to see your film on the big screen, right? Yeah. And be able to invite family members who are possible investors for your future and associates to see your film. See, the reason I started the film festival was twofold. Is in 2013, I was at the American Black Film Festival in the same room with Spike Lee, Sanaa Lathan, and Nia Long, and it inspired me because I knew in my city we didn't have anything like this. Also, there were other festivals that I was submitting to here in the city, but I would get I would always win the audience award. Right? Because the audience loved it, but the judges didn't necessarily understand the cultural ways of my film. And I said, but this is my opportunity. If I win an award here, then those people that I talked about, my family members, they will encourage me to do more. They would be encouraged. They would support me through the times that I'm struggling and I need that extra boost. If I win an award here, that may be the one thing that pushes me over when I think I can't make it anymore. They can be there and say, hey, you got this. I seen your film at the festival. It was amazing. You got this. Keep going. And sometimes that's all you need. And so I wanted to create that for more people who had similar stories as I did. And so our film festival gives our filmmakers that platform to do that as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Next.
Go ahead. Who's up next? Come on.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Well, I can't get on the camera simply because I am doing some homework. However, my name is Lamondre Johnson. I work for Iconic Television. I just interviewed you actually at the Iconic event. I just wanted to know, I know that, you do the Black Film Festival. How do you reach out to other creators and entertainers that are not necessarily filmmakers, but, who want to kind of help out in a way in the film industry?
You're saying, so I believe you were the guy interviewing us on the red carpet?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Awesome. So how can you do more of those different things? We actually have so all of my business kind of work together. And so you can actually reach out to my corporate relations manager. Her name is Alicia East. And just reach out to her at Alicia at blackmarketblck.com. So Alicia at blck.com, and she'll plug you in for different opportunities that we may have.
All right. Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Do you mind spelling that name, Alicia?
Alicia.
Anyone else?
I know there was somebody on here. I know there was somebody on here that was talking about they wanted to be a business owner, and I wanted to kind of talk to people about the importance of personal credit, but also the importance of business credit, and being able to establish that. And something I've been doing with my businesses as well. And so. And honestly, everybody, we're going into, well, we were in the gig economy, right?
Yeah.
And I believe we will still be in that after this. And it's important to know how to, number one, it's important personal credit to pay your bills on time, keep your utilization rate down, all that, yada, 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 right? Yeah. But you have to get your business credit in line, because you can get different credit lines and credit cards and loans upwards of $150,000 to $500,000 to $2 million at a time, right? But you can only get those things if you establish business credit. And the first thing you need to do that is to establish your business, right? Oh, let me see. Establish your business, right? This is a LLC form, right? Certification of Formation LLC Corporation. You can literally go online today with the Secretary of State and search for that LLC form and establish your business as an entity, right? So you establish it as an entity, you get your EIN number, which is free, and then you get your DUNS number. That's DUNS. It's the most important thing you'll hear all day is your DUNS number, okay? Your DUNS number is like your social security number for your business, okay? And it is what you need to be able to track your business credit. You see, all credit, all the stuff that we do is made up, right? So you got to know the game. It's a system, right? It's a game. So say, for instance, black market, right? BLCK. You got the black market. Hey, I got this great idea. It's the black market. I want to create a company. I want to make it a business. Somebody gonna tell you, go get your DBA. Well, the DBA is the wrong thing that you need to get. You need to get an LLC or some form of an LLC. Mm-hmm. So you go get an LLC established. You get your LLC established, they'll tell you get an EIN. You need to call the IRS. Do not be scared of the IRS. Do not be scared of the IRS. The IRS will give you an EIN number. That's EIN number for free. Just give them a call. Hey, I have this new business. I need an EIN number. You call them. You can fill it out online. Now you have your EIN number. You take that number and you call Dun and Bradstreet. I think it's like dnb.com or something like that, where you can actually register for your DUNS number. And it's all free. They'll try to upsell you and sell you stuff and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to buy anything. Once you establish your DUNS number, then every time you get a business credit card, it'll report to that DUNS number. And your DUNS number is 0 to 100. And as soon as you get to that 80 number, you'll be able to basically loan yourself or your company the access working capital to do whatever you need to do, whether that's a storefront, whether it's an online business, whether you want to hire employees. Mm-hmm. And that's the first step to establish yourself as a real business. And what you'll see is once you get that DUNS number, that there are 3 different business credit bureaus that will also start reporting, which will build up your credit portfolio. You see TDV right now.
Yeah. Dowell-Vest Communications LLC is a Texas business here, and never truer words, because you know the other piece of it too is in a time like this, you need a contingency plan, and if you establish yourself and you establish your business, it might not be as difficult a fall when everything else feels like it's drying up. You can create for your own. You can create.
Let me tell you something. Right now, everybody who has jobs are waiting on this $1,200 check from the government, right? Well, if you have a business and you have an established business, there's a grant for $10,000 that's free that can be forgiven. But there are also SBA is also doing different loans that are ranging from $150 to $2 million if you have a business and you establish and fill out the paperwork the right way. There are so many different options. And what a lot of businesses are doing is that they're loaning themselves money in this time to bridge the gap, to bridge till things get back to normal.
Yeah.
Someone like me, I'm planning for the next year and a half before things actually get back to what life was before.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to, cash is cool, but the thing is, right now in America, you're not going to make the same income that you did before. So but credit is still king in America. So if you have credit, then you'll be all right. So yeah.
Man, look, we got time for one more because I see some people over there. Laura, did you have something you want to add? One more question.
I had something.
Go ahead. We're gonna make one more question and we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay, yeah. So I do have an LLC, and I appreciate the information that you gave out, Jo. Love the things you're doing out here, man. And I just wanted to clarify. Could you put those links for those business grants into the chat for me?
Yeah, I could put it in there. Y'all have to give me a second. Give me another question though.
Well, tell you what, while you do that, I'm gonna do a screen share real quick so that you can follow up with some of our students as well. I am going to pull this up. This is the Shoot Your Shot opportunity for our students to put up a single URL where our speakers can visit them, see what our students are doing. Some students are leading you towards their LinkedIn page. Some are leading you towards their digital portfolio. Some are leading you to their YouTube channel so that they can show off their skills. You know, it's a finite amount of time during this talk. And you and I, we were gabbing, but we were, you were just dropping some great stuff. But with a half-hour plan, it's like, okay, where can they tell you who they are and what they do? So this is the page for that. And I'll follow up with the link to this to you so that you can see some of these amazing people. And Jo, I want to show you this too before we sign out here in a second. You may recognize this space.
Oh man, what's going on?
Hey man, we're renovating the TV studio in Hilliard.
Yeah.
And we just finished demoing the old stage, so it's completely cleared out.
Wow.
And we're about to do some crazy, amazing things in that space. And you have to be a part of it. I'm going to send you over the blueprints of the plan. That whole half of the building is going to be a production wing.
Yes.
Room 144, that computer lab, that TV, that classroom that gets underutilized. Yeah, all that's about to be cleared out. That's going to be a sound stage with a green screen corner. We're going to make movies, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got movies to make.
I love it. I tell you, you're the best thing that ever happened to Prairie View, and I'll vouch for you anytime you need me, So that's amazing what you're doing for those kids. I didn't have those opportunities when I was at Prairie View. And so this is something that you cannot take for granted. Your students, I had professors that did not encourage, did not even know from the terminology. It was we had to literally figure it out. We had to take cameras and not return them in order to do the work that we needed to do. And for them to have someone like you to provide those opportunities to be able to express themselves and learn and so they can have a better foot when they leave. You see, before me and a few of my people who went through the mass communication department in Prairie View would graduate and they would become teachers at schools, or they would work at the outlet down the street. Okay. And that was it. That was the top. And so a motivation for me was, I am not going to be working at the outlet. And I don't want to be teaching at an elementary school. I have to figure a way, even with limited resources, to achieve more and be more so I can be an example.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate you, and I know all of your students do. And you know, hopefully both me and you can get some statues or something, you know, later on. Just let them know, you know, we can be, you know.
I got an outfit. Let me get on T. Hayes's drop weight plan. I might be able to get back into the situation. Hey man, it's a labor of love, and it's done with a team. Professor Tony Clomax is in here right now. Dr. Jennifer Erdley is in here right now. I know Dr. Derek Blackwell is watching. He's homeschooling his 4-year-old right now. You know, I think we've gained so much more ground at Prairie View. Even since I started, when I started, I was in my first year at Prairie View, I was the one and only teacher teaching a total of 5 classes. And they were the same class. It wasn't even like there was a whole lot of diversity in the course. It was like a different number, but the same class. And I think, you know, through the leadership that we have now and the people that are working together as a cohesive team, you're seeing these results because, you know, these individual fingers aren't working isolation. They're working like this, and we're building a program, man. And you're a part of that building. And I'm just so thankful for you. We got to make the sequel when it's time. I know the freshman year is in post right now, and it's going to be an amazing film. Denzel Whitaker, Cheryl Lee Ralph. You know, we'll probably talk about it in more detail a little later on at the 2:30. That's a great segue. 2:30 today. We're going to have Vincent Powell on. He was the director. He is the director of the freshman year. Amazing man. Wonderful director, great communicator. And I'm excited to have him on to talk about his journey. Also a son of Houston, an alum of Texas Southern University, as well as the the University of Southern California Cinematic School of the Arts. We're excited to have him on this afternoon at 2:30. And then at 4:00, we have Patrick Walker, a young man who, you know, jump-started his acting career in Atlanta and kicked the door open once he moved to Los Angeles, and has done shows on every major network on television now. And I don't even think I think he might be 25. I don't think he's a pup. He's doing it though.
I want to say one last thing, TDV.
Sure.
There was a question on here. It's like, how has COVID-19 impacted, you know,
yes,
my life?
Yes. Oh my goodness. We were talking so much. I didn't even ask the unifying question. Go for it.
I'm a big on brand and marketing. I feel like I'm the best brand and marketing person, period. I just need more opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. But my brand was my hair and my beard. And you see, I cut my beard for the first time in like 7 years.
Wow.
Okay. Because that's a part of my brand. But I believe in, I could not put a mask on without it rising up into my eyes, right?
Got it.
And so I believe more at this time is not about, for me, brand or work or, you know, it's about safety and the importance of keeping our community safe during this time. And we do what we can at home to maximize what we need to do, but we have to take this time to pause and keep ourselves safe, our mothers, our grandmothers, our community safe, and educate ourselves during this time and say, how do we want to come out on the other side? Because you see that they're saying African Americans are at the highest risk of this disease. Well, why is that? You know, it's not just because we're the essential workers, but it's because systematically we have been put in a position not to have the knowledge of healthcare and the system and how it works, and be in communities where we have food deserts and we don't have access, and have doctors who are not curated to the Black American experience, and they don't know how to treat us when we walk the door. See, everything that I do is a mission for more. And it's not just, it starts with the film, then the economics in the market, but it's about us and, you know, the our health, our safety, our creativity, our economics, everything to enjoy a great life, not a good life, not an okay life, but a great life while we're here on this earth. We have to do everything that we can to make sure that we give that to everyone. And so that's the most important thing. We have to take it seriously. I have already lost nearly $30,000 from the closings of everything. And I'll lose more and more money as we go. But I don't care, because my home is taken care of, my family is okay and safe, and I'm gonna keep on distributing the information to my community. They can do the same. And so we will get through this together, but we better not be in a worse position than we were before it started. We better have new missions and assignments to what we need to do for our future. And so that's what I'm doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who can end on a better note? Nobody. Nobody can do it. And so on that, y'all come back at 2:30. Jo, thank you again. I can't even thank you enough for spending your time with us this afternoon. Come back, so that we can talk some more about the freshman year. I know you want to talk about it some more.
For sure.
All right, y'all. Go get something to eat. Take a short, social distant walk, or get some air, do something, and then come back at 2:30. All right, bye.
Bye.